And hello and welcome to CFB UK, home of the UK's biggest college football fan page for the fans, by the fans. And yes, it is that time again. It's that time for another segment of 4 from 4,000. If you've not been here yet, we don't know where you've been, but we're glad you're here. 4,000, why 4,000? Well, we're about 4,000 miles, give or take, away from the United States of America. And we're bringing you exclusive interviews with NCAA D1 players from stateside back to the UK. So, introducing today's guest, we're really fortunate to have him on. A Maryland-born, this safety was joint second in the nation. That's the entire of the United States for interceptions in 2018, and he could be well on his way to becoming one of the steals of the NFL draft out of Southern Miss University. Please welcome, as we join him in. Yeah, we got Ky'el Hemby here, man.
How you doing?
I'm good, bro. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Is that a Ray Lewis jersey?
Yeah, good spot. Good spot. Do you like it?
Hey, yeah, I'm a Baltimore. I live in Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland, so that's my team.
See, I don't have a Southern Miss jersey, I'm afraid. You cannot buy one in England. So I was like, what is the closest thing? Because I've been trying, because I've got some college gear. But I was like, what can I get that like? And I've got a Ray Lewis jersey, so I thought he's a Maryland guy. Maybe that'll be the right decision.
Yeah.
So you approve? Oh, good.
Yeah, that's my guy. Ray Lewis is my guy. I got a poster of him on my wall.
Oh, nice, man. Nice. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
No problem.
We've usually got 3 of us here, but as I said, it's a fan group, and we all work full-time jobs in doing different things. And we all finish at like 5 o'clock. So fortunately for me, I work from home, so I was able to jump straight on here. So we're sorry there's not more of you here, but all the fans and all the admins and stuff, they'll see it anyway. So how are you doing, most importantly?
Hey, I'm doing fine. How you guys doing down there? I know you got the COVID-19 thing going on.
Yeah, we're good. Nathan?
Yeah, I'm as you can probably tell, I'm straight out of work. I haven't had time to get changed.
How you doing?
Back in the office, and it's all good at the moment.
Well, I work for like the country's national lottery, which when people play like the lottery, most of the money goes to like charity and stuff. So my job is to like work with charities that are helping people through COVID and helping get their great charities. Like I work in like media, so like on the radio and on TV and raising awareness of some of the great charities and people. So it's
man, that's good stuff, man.
Fun during the day, but on the evening I'm more football. So let's get into it. So I've been doing my research, as much research as I can find on yourself. So born for sure in Abingdon, Maryland. Is that right?
Well, yeah, I was born in Baltimore. When I enrolled into like college, I was currently living in Abingdon, Maryland. So that's why that's my hometown. But right now I live probably 10, 15 minutes away from Baltimore. Okay. So from that area, that Baltimore, outside of that area.
So so we've spoke so far to players who've grown up in Louisiana, Florida, California. What's grown up as a young guy in Maryland like?
It's pretty cool, different from them guys. We got some cold weather up here since we're like up north. So, but other than that, it's been pretty cool. We get to see a lot different places. New York's about 3-4 hours away. You got DC's right up the road. So it's pretty cool. And as far as weather, the only thing we get a lot of snow and stuff. So that's the downside. But other than that, it's been pretty cool, like living here and growing up here.
Well, we get quite a lot of snow as well. I mean, I live about 1 hour away from Scotland. I live like right in the north of England. So I would say a warm day is like a really hot day is 70 here, maybe 65.
Wow.
65.
So that's a bit odd, isn't it?
Yeah, about 17 degrees, which is like double it and add 30. That's about 65. 70. So 65. Yeah, is like gotta put a short sleeve shirt on. It's hot today. So
here we get like 80s, 90s. Like right now, it's really hot outside, and then where I go to school at, in Mississippi, down Yeah, it gets very hot down there. So like where we see like we practice and stuff, and it'd be like almost 100 degrees outside.
That's insane. That's insane. That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, I've been to
Yeah,
DC a couple of times, and
hmm
I like DC for sure. But
yeah, it's pretty cool.
so in high school, we're gonna jump right back to high school sort of years. Um, I've tried to do a little bit of a deep dive on
Hmm
some of your social media, and one of the things I pulled out is, although you are an elite safety, you were also a very talented offensive player, running back, wide receiver.
Yeah.
I've
Yep.
got these stats right here.
Yep.
So tell me why are we talking to Ky'el the safety and not Ky'el the wide receiver?
Well, I mean, it's ever since I started playing when I was 4. I'm 22 now, so like ever since I was 4, I've always had like that nastiness of like a defensive player, and I love defense more than offense. So it's like when I got to high school, I played pretty much both, and like a lot of people thought I was going to be like a receiver in college because like I tore it up on the offensive side in high school, but like I always just had a love for like defense. I love hitting and tackling and stuff like that. So like my trainer, the guy that trained me like throughout high school and stuff, he like was he thought I was going to be a receiver. Like he was 100% like, bro, go to college and play receiver. But like I don't know, I always felt as though like defense, I could showcase my talents more, and like with being a receiver, you got to rely on having a good offensive line, good quarterback, and stuff like that. Southern Miss, we got a good offensive line, good quarterback, but like I just wanted to be able to like I feel like I get a kick out of hitting and things like that. I love doing it, and that's why I chose it.
I love that. I love that. You get a kick out of hitting people. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's great, man. I
it's a
love that.
rush. It's
I love
fun.
that. I bet. I bet. We don't have that. Obviously, we have in England we play rugby, and
Oh yeah,
there's the common debate: what is more, sort of aggressive. And with rugby, they don't play with pads and stuff or
yeah.
helmets.
I think
But
rugby got it beat.
well, you say that, but then rugby players will say they think football because, you know, with rugby you have to tackle them a specific way around the waist
Yeah,
for it to
yeah.
foul. Whereas in football you can hit them
You
any way you want.
anywhere, yeah. As long as you get them
So,
on the ground, you're good.
so there's both sides. There's both sides.
Yeah.
So yeah, talented running back, wide receiver, safety, anywhere. In high school, we love watching these sort of American movies, high school
Hmm
film movies, and
Yeah.
I'm pulling out some of these photos right here. Hopefully, I'm going the right
Yeah.
way from prom
Yeah.
2014
That
and
the funny thing
2015.
is that picture right there
Yeah.
I was a sophomore in high school, and now that's like my girlfriend. Me and
Oh,
her,
I
we've
love
been best
that
friends.
story. Oh, that's
And
nice.
that's my girlfriend now.
Oh, we love those kind of stories, don't we? Oh, sweet. Oh, cool. Well, that's nice to hear. Well, the reason I showed them is that we watch a lot of these high school movies are like the star football players are like the cool kids in school that everyone wants to be like.
Yeah.
We've asked a few people this. Is that true? Is that really kind of the way the mentality or the way that it goes, or is there a little bit of Hollywood in that?
I think it kind of depends where, like the school I went to like a private school. So like it kind of was like that with me being good at football and a lot of people knowing me and stuff. They kind of treated me like I was the star and things like that. But me, I'm a humble guy, so I didn't really like it. But as far as like, I think in certain schools, I've been through public and private school, and it's definitely like that. Like being the star athlete and stuff like that, people, I think they feel as though they have to cater to you or whatever. But like, I didn't really, in my school, we had a lot of good athletes. Like we had a kid that's getting ready to go to the NBA right now. He played for Kentucky. His name's Emmanuel Quickly. He was literally like, he was the guy like since his freshman year.
Hmm.
Me, I was the guy for football. I had a lot of respect and stuff like that, but like I never really took advantage of it like how it is in the movies. But it's definitely like that. Like if you like you know how they have like the jock and all that, the cool guy.
Yeah.
It's definitely it goes on in school. So
Okay. Okay. All right. So fair bit of truth in them. Okay, I like it. I like it.
Mhm.
So you like many other players who've went on and had great careers in the NFL, didn't have the same route. I always said route.
Mhm.
Route's the English way of saying it. Route
Yeah,
uh,
it's all good.
into college football. You went to junior college, and
Yep.
not just junior college around the corner. You went all the way
Oh
up to
yeah.
Council Bluffs,
Yeah, in
on the
Iowa.
border of, and I'm gonna have to do this because it happens every now and again, on the border of my team.
Oh, you like the Cornhuskers?
That's my
Oh,
team.
man,
Do you know
I'm not
why?
even gonna lie to you. When I was there in Council Bluffs, I used to go to Lincoln and watch. I used to go to their games all the time. At one point, I wanted to go there. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Well, I'm very jealous because I've never been. So one day maybe. But um, quickly, the reason I'm a Nebraska fan is me and both Nathan, my friend here, we both went to the University of Lincoln in the UK. So
For real? Oh, that's nice.
Lincoln, Nebraska, and we're also both
Link it up there.
we're both Giants fans, and I couldn't support a team
Okay.
because this New York doesn't really have another college football team as such, like
Yeah.
D1. So I couldn't support a Penn State because that's 76ers country.
Yeah, and not to
Maryland, that's
mention that
Ravens country. So
that's a Big Ten. That's a Big Ten thing. You can't. Yeah.
yeah. So Nebraska's my team. But anyway, so back to you. You went to Iowa Western Community College. So why didn't you? Being naive, but I don't know. Why didn't you go straight from high school to college, and why did you make that step to JUCO?
So pretty much, the area I lived in was pretty. It's pretty like I'll say now, like it's building up as far as recruiting and stuff like that. You know, you have like the DMV area, which is towards DC, like the Maryland part of DC, and like Virginia, and like the Baltimore area is like its own separate place. We're not, they don't consider us the DMV, so like we don't really have a lot of recruitment here. And it's like I was getting recruited by some decent schools. You know, I had like Syracuse, Indiana, schools like that come in, but like I never really received a scholarship, so it was just like I knew my next step was going to be JUCO, and I felt like I could go to a junior college and mature and grow and learn the game more. And being in a place like Council Bluffs where like it's not a lot there. Like we went to Lincoln, Nebraska to get our entertainment, but we didn't go often. So it's like I was able to focus on school and things like that, learn, grow, mature, and actually understand the game more. And like once I got to like I redshirted my freshman year, and like I was watching. I stayed and watched a lot of guys that were playing to learn, and I learned the defense and things like that. And then like when it was my opportunity to play, it was like it was easy, and that's why I took the most of my opportunity. And I was an All-American, and where I am now. And like I think when I first went to like JUCO, I wasn't really a fan of it. You know the idea of JUCO is like the bottom of the bottom. You got to earn everything, and like it's really like that. Like JUCO, I mean, the JUCO I went to was a very nice one. It honestly is up there with universities as far as like the facilities and things like that, but it still was like still the struggle of a JUCO, and like I think that experience definitely like made me who I am right now.
That's really cool to hear. Well, I mean, JUCOs aren't something that we're very familiar with in the UK, but we know a lot. What we learn about college football and high school football comes from Netflix, and
Yeah.
we obviously watching Last Chance U.
Oh yeah, I was on there. We were on there the first episode when Independence took over.
I thought I was sure I remember seeing Iowa CC on
Yeah.
somewhere, and it must have been that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we killed them. We beat them like 70-20 or something crazy like that.
Nice, man. Yeah, I do remember. I'm sure. So I'm going to pull up another couple of photos, and this was. So I've got two photos, and it's the same picture. So you've got 18th. You've got the 18th of January, 2018.
Yeah.
Your visit to Southern Miss, and then your next tweet was committed to Southern Miss.
Committed to Southern Miss.
5 days later. 5 days later. I mean, that's you tweeting. You probably made your mind up a lot quicker than 5 days.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What was it that in those 5 days, or from that moment, within a few days, that you thought, yeah, Southern Miss is where I'm going to spend my next 3-4 years?
Well, I'm more so of like I'm a loyalty type of guy, and like with at Iowa Western, I tore it up. Like honestly, I was All American, led my team in tackles. I did my thing, and like I did my recruitment. I don't feel as though like it was going through, and I kind of really did a lot of it on my own rather than like the coaches and stuff at Iowa Western, because I kind of feel as though like they may have wanted me to stay another year. So like and like Southern Miss, they from the beginning they showed me love. Uh, Coach Nick, he's no longer at Southern Miss. He's in at the University of Louisville now. But like me and him, we talked a lot, and like we kind of built like a bond. And like when I went on my visit, it was just like I felt wanted, and that's the number one thing you want. You know, a lot of guys just have their head up. Oh, I want to go D1. I want to go to the biggest. You got to go somewhere where you can make an impact. And my situation was I was a 3 for 3, meaning I only had 3 years of college left, so I had to go somewhere where I can make an immediate impact. And like Southern Miss, where they had some really good guys in the back end that brought me in and stuff, but like we were kind of like short as far as like numbers, and like I fit in really well. And like on my visit, like I literally committed on my visit, but I announced it 5 days later because like I talked to my parents and like the coaching staff and like the players around me. They all like reminded me like of myself, and like it was a perfect fit for me. That's why I chose that. And it was like later on, like I committed really early. Like I committed in January, like you said, and literally I could have did the whole spring, and I could have gotten any offer I wanted to, but it was more so of like a fit for me, and I felt as though like that was the best option, and I'm glad I took it because it obviously put me where I am today.
Of course, I mean the rest is history, as they say. But
Yeah.
you've had some good years, very good years at Southern Miss, and we're going to get on to that 2018, which is just mind-boggling. But just very quickly, just explaining very, very short, how does it work and with eligibility in the class system when you had how many years at Iowa?
I did 2 years there, but 1 year I didn't play. I redshirted, so I was just, I was practicing and stuff, just
Yeah,
learning and things like that. So I mean, I did 2 years. So usually when you get out of high school, you have 4 years and you're eligible for a grad year. I did 1, which means when I left, I was fortunate to have 3 at Southern Miss. And like this year, I'm already graduated. This would be like my 5th year, my grad year.
gotcha. Yeah. Well, in England, most of the schools, pretty much all the schools, you only have 3 years of college.
That's different.
Yeah, 3 years. And anything after that, you have to do like a master's or a doctorate or whatever. But yeah, 3 years.
Okay.
Scotland's 4 years, but England's 3 years. So it's just trying to
Oh,
get
man.
your head around like the whole system. So do you have to go to classes then still?
Oh yeah. I mean, right now I'm working towards my master's, and I think I'm gonna do my master's program online. It'll probably take me like a couple years, but like throughout my whole career of like college and stuff, I would probably take like 1 or 2 online, and like the other 3 would be in class because like you have to have, I think it's 12 actual hours going to be eligible to play. Like if you don't have 12 hours, I don't think you can play. Like you're not eligible to play. So you have to like take classes. But I
And what
think the best way is like take like a couple in class and a couple online so you can balance it.
and what you studying then for your masters?
I got my bachelor's. Well, I got my associate's degree from Iowa Western. I just got that in general studies, but I got my bachelor's in sports management, and I'm thinking I might do business administration for my master's. So
Okay,
that like I can do more with that than since I already pursued sports management. So I think that's the route I would go probably.
that's cool. I like that business management. That's the sports, like business sports management. That's interesting. That's really interesting.
Exactly. Yep.
So back onto the field, your first game as at Southern Miss, Jackson State,
Oh, yep. I still remember it.
pick, then Monroe, pick. How many, like, if you could write 2 starts to your college career at Southern Miss, you probably couldn't have written them any better than those 2 games, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Tell us about that amazing start to your career there.
Yeah, like that first 28, like the whole 2018 season was just like every game, I remember having like a feeling because coming from high school, a lot of guys come from high school to like their university, and that's a big step. Like, so I mean, I took like a small step, then a big step. So it's like I still was nervous. It still was my first big game because Iowa Western, it was like kind of like high school as far as like the crowd and stuff. It wasn't a lot of people at those games, but like I still remember just coming out and I'm like, wow, like this is it. Like this is the big stage. It's 50,000 people here. And like when I first got on the field, it was just like I had chills and I'm like, okay. And then like once I made like my first tackle, then I was like, I'm good. I know it's just regular. It's regular to me. So like those first 2 games, I feel like I kind of had something to prove at like then, I was new to the conference. A lot of people didn't know me. It was a lot of questions like in the air about our secondary because like we had literally the year before we sent off like our whole secondary and like I was coming in to help replace. Like we sent like two or three guys went to the NFL from that played defensive back. Then like we had a really good class. So it was a lot of questions. Like people were in the media, they were making it seem like Southern Miss secondary is vulnerable. They got a couple new guys coming in, but we're not sure will they be an impact or anything like that. So like, of course that was in the back of my mind, but like I'm good. I'm like one of those guys that I feed off of like being under pressure. Like if I'm under pressure, I'm going to deliver. That's how I roll. So like those first 2 games, it was like pressure, and then like I made one tackle. It was like no pressure. Pressure went away. I'm rolling. So like, but as far as the experience, like coming out the tunnel before the game and all like the band and the fireworks and all that, it was like mind boggling. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm here. Like I'm here, breathe. Like it was a cool experience. But that whole entire year, it was like I was learning the defense and stuff like that. At the same time, like I'm just like, all right, thinking step, all right, do this. Next thing you know, the ball is coming. I'm like, oh wow, like it was so easy like to learn, and like I just fed off of that. And now I'm to like the next level. Like last year, I think I only had 2 picks, but I had a lot of pass deflections, and I had a lot more tackles. I almost had 100 tackles. So it's like this year, my goal is just to put it all together. Like it's really easy now that I mastered it. I can do this, then go make a play over there now. So that first year, it was just like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I wasn't entirely sure what I was supposed to do, but like listening and doing things right put me in the right position to make plays. So like now, like this year, I'm expecting like a major year.
I'm sure you are, dude. I mean, that's one of the things that. One of the things of having a good motor and being able to continue to make good plays and chase the ball is something that's huge when it comes to what NFL teams want. But something that the stats don't lie: turning the ball over is
Exactly.
winning games, and you've got 8 picks in 2 seasons. So that does not go unnoticed and at all. And I'm sure after your 2018 season being joint second in the nation. I think there's only about 7 or 8 players who had as many or maybe one more pick as you. That's got to put your name right up there. And so you're a senior now officially. It's going to be a big year for Southern Miss, but it's also going to be a bigger year for you because it's your senior season.
Exactly.
It's the big April, whatever date it's going to be. Don't know where it's at. Is it in Vegas? Is it again? I don't know.
Nah, I think this year they said it might be in Cleveland, Ohio. I believe it's in Cleveland.
It's not funny. Oh, well. Sorry, no offense.
They missed out on the Vegas this past year due to the virus, but I think it's in Cleveland, Ohio next year.
Okay. The NFL draft. You've had a fantastic path, and you clearly worked so super hard for this. When we did we don't know anything about draftsite.com. We don't plug them. We just we do our research. Draftsite.com have pulled up a 7-round mock draft already for next year, and they've got you going in the 4th round. I'm sure you'll take that. But what is your focus, and what is your? Are you even thinking about the draft yet, or are you thinking?
I'm not really focused on it. It's in the back of my mind with them. I think it's like 4th round, 4th pick to the Redskins, I believe. And you know I'm a Ravens fan, so like I'm looking at that like, look, I got to go up.
Have you been checking this out? Because we spoke to a couple of guys who like,
yeah.
Or am I a 4th round pick? Oh, I didn't know that. And I was like, are you sure? Because I'm sure you've got to be searching your name, man.
They probably saw it. I mean, that's kind of where I am. Like I didn't know until probably like a week ago, where like I stumbled across it. But like I don't really like feed into that. It's cool to know, but I kind of use it as motivation because I see myself as a first or second round. You know, so like with me seeing that, it's like, okay, I gotta build up. I gotta go higher than that. First or second. If I don't go first, second, or third, you know, higher than what I'm projected, then I feel like I cheated myself. So like I'm gonna be working to get that top spot.
For sure.